Good morning, everyone. So do I have any nurses in the house? Oh, come on, that was weak. You can do better. Any nurses in the house? All right, that's better. Well, welcome and thank you all for coming to participate today. I wanted to share with you a few words about our stroke center and our stroke capabilities. And a few years ago, RCH, we were the stroke center was a twinkle in our eye. And we have embarked with a lot of sweat equity and hard work on a venture to become a comprehensive stroke center. And the reason we did that is because stroke is the #2 killer worldwide. And when I became a nurse many, many years ago, stroke was either a death sentence or a disability sentence. And now we have capabilities beyond what I ever dreamed. At Riverside Community Hospital, we are now, as of December, a comprehensive stroke receiving center, which means we can do anything that you need to take care of a stroke. And in a minute, you're going to listen to Shelley Fox, who was the recipient of some of our care. And in fact, when we started on this, we would have never dreamed that one of our board members would be a person in need. And we now have the capability to go in and actually retrieve clots from your brain by a little tube that goes up in your artery and vein. We're able to take you and give you a clot-busting drug called TPA that can go in and into your IV and then solve the clot, just dissolve it up in your brain and save the brain tissue. Amazing. I have watched people come in that cannot talk or walk, move half of their body, and I have watched them walk out of our facility with these new treatments that we're able to do. Yes. So I urge you to make sure that you're keeping yourself healthy, heart healthy, that you watch your cholesterol, that you get on the appropriate blood pressure meds, that you're doing everything your doctor tells you to do. And if you need us, I can tell you that Riverside Community Hospital will be there for you. I want to, at this point, introduce someone that I've grown to really love and appreciate, Shelley Fox. Shelley is a self-employed CPA in Riverside area. She's been in practice for over 40 years. She started when she was 2. Amazing prodigy. She primarily has a tax practice specializing in small businesses, so you know she's in her busy season right now. In addition, she has served off and on on the Riverside Community Hospital Board since 1994, as well as the Riverside Community Health Foundation for all through the years. In the fall of 2017, and I have to tell you, this is actually the first time that I got to meet Shelley. She had an experience of 4 TIAs, which is also referred to as a mini stroke or transient ischemic attack, where transiently your brain is not getting the oxygen it needs because of little mini clots. The brain experiences a temporary lack of blood flow. So Shelley was a patient at RCH, and she's here with us this morning. We're actually blessed to have her here with us this morning to share her experience. And so please join me in welcoming Shelley Fox.
Good morning or good afternoon. When Cherie asked me to speak, I was willing because I wanted as many people to be aware. I'm sorry. As many people as possible to be aware of the symptoms I experienced and what I experienced here at Riverside Community Hospital. It was actually 2.5 years ago, and I got up in the morning about 6 a.m., and I wasn't really not aware, but my legs gave out on me, and I was grabbing a hold of the footboard of the bed. And fortunately, our little dog jumped on to my husband, and he called out my name, and I didn't hear him. But I wasn't aware. And I wasn't afraid because nothing hurt, and I just was not aware. We thought at first that it was probably low blood sugar. So he got me some grape juice, and I dribbled it all over myself. But within an hour, I felt fine. I felt like nothing had happened. I showered, got up, went to work, and as I was getting ready to go to a lunch appointment, I stopped at my assistant's desk to talk to her about an upcoming deadline, and my legs gave out on me again. And I sat in the chair in front of her, but this time I had a couple other symptoms. My right arm had some tingling, but just for a minute, seconds. And I had some nausea, and that was just for seconds. And she was talking to me, and I could hear her, and I wasn't even aware that I could not respond. But she was asking me if I was okay. And in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, I should tell her I'm okay. She's worried about me. I look back at that and I think, really? I was okay? I couldn't talk. But so when I came out of it, was my first thought that possibly this was a stroke. So I asked her to call my husband and have him come get me. But by the time he got there, I felt really fine. And I says, let's go to my lunch appointment and then we'll go to the emergency room. He talked me out of it because then I had my third incident where on my right side, my face twitched a little bit. So I thought, yeah, I better go to the emergency room. And because of my symptoms, I got right in. Everything looked fine so far, and they did a CAT scan, and that looked fine. But they did an ultrasound of my carotid arteries, and that's where the problem was. That was never on my radar screen, ever. I never ever thought about that. It's an inexpensive test to have your carotids looked at. I highly recommend everybody do that. Found out that this side was completely blocked. This side was 95% blocked up in the upper part and 80% blocked down below. And then later on, days later, they introduced me to a new doctor to Riverside, Dr. Stout, Charles Stout. He's a neurointerventional radiologist. And he could perform a procedure that was relatively non-invasive because I'm not completely out. And they ran that little tube that Annette talked about up through my femoral artery, up into my brain, and put a stent in the upper part. And then the next time I came in, they did it in the lower part. Very non-invasive, but the symptoms, I was not aware of that any of this could possibly be a stroke. Later on, I did find out my heart's fine. So a lot of times when your carotids are clogged, so are your heart arteries, but they weren't. So I am grateful for that, and very grateful for Dr. Stout. And I'm happy to share my symptoms so that more of you can go out and get your carotids checked. I'm just very grateful for having Stout here at the hospital. Thank you.